Hello everyone. Okay, so today we're going to be making a carpet pattern from a movie called The Shining. It's a super old movie. It was done by Stanley Kubrick and it's a really famous pattern. Okay, so we're going to create this inside of Adobe Illustrator. This is what it's going to look like whenever it's done. I just got done doing it the first time so that way I can teach it and show you guys how to do it. So I'm going to close this one out. And then we're going to start off. I'm going to go through all of my notes here and show you guys step by step how I did it. So starting with part one, we're going to set up our new project file. So that's going to new file. Mine is already going to be set up because it goes with the last presets you did. But for you, you need to set it up to do width. It's going to be 602 pixels. You want it set to pixels. The height is going to be 600 pixels. You want it set to one artboard. And then for your advanced options, you want it to be RGB color and your screen to 72 ppi. When you do that, you can do create. Okay, so now we have this whiteboard here. So that's part one. Part two, we're going to set up our grid. Okay, so we're going to go to preferences, guides and grid. You want to set the lines to 1 pixel and then 1 subdivision so that you're good. When you do that, you click OK. And then you want to go to view, snap to grid. You also want to make sure it's set to snap to pixel. So snap to grid. Another thing I do is view, rulers, show rulers, because we're going to use some guides in here to help us out. So that's that part. So then part three, we're going to create the main representing repeating element, repeating element. And so first thing we're going to do to create this repeating element is to grab the rectangle tool and we're going to create an 86 by 106 pixel shape. And then we're going to use this color here, DF5 F18, to create that color. Okay, so I can just start off by just randomly doing a rectangle, clicking on it. I'm going to get rid of the outline. I'm going to copy, which is Control C, and then paste to get the color I need. And then it needs to be 86 by 106. So I do 86 by 106. And then they want to align the center of the artboard. So over here with a line, which if you need that, you can do view and then align, or window align. So you make sure that that's being able to be shown. But with a line, I'm going to do right here, horizontal line center, and making sure that this is selected, which is the aligned artboard. Okay, so our step two is that we want to be pretty zoomed in on this to be able to add in our anchor points. So I'm going to do Control plus. It zooms in. We're going to add an anchor point. Now, this is not an exact science on this, but I basically follow my center to be able to do that. I can then go and get a ruler guide, and all you do on that is just pull. Okay? So you just click on this and then pull over. And I can see that it's lined up the way I want it. And then I'm going to move this guide out of the way. We're going to do the direct selection tool right there. And we're going to select our point, right click, do transform, move, and then this is going to get set to 0. This is going to get set to -26. And I'm going to click OK. And then here I'm going to do same thing where I do transform, move, 0, 26. Oh, I'm due. Cancel. Yeah, okay. Just make sure I did that right. Okay. Transform, move. Got it set up. Okay. So that's that one. Step 4 is, so we have our main shape here, and we want to be able to do an outline for it. And so we're going to create a copy by selecting our whole thing here. Do transform, move, and then do -14. And then instead of OK, I'm going to click copy. And you can see here how now there's 2 shapes. And then I'm going to hit Control-C, Control-V, and line that up. There we go. So that it's lined up with our shape that we had before. Okay. And so on this layer, we have our one down here. I'm going to go ahead and lock that to make sure I don't mess with it. And then I'm going to take our other 2 and then do window, Pathfinder, and then this one that says minus front. And of course I didn't do what I needed it to do. So hold on. Line that up. There we go. Okay. Try that again. And do view. So we got our Pathfinder. There we go. I had to line it. You have to line that shape that you copied down to the bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to do this as black. So that's 6 zeros. There we go. And I'm going to line it. Make sure it's lined up. And then I'm going to copy, paste. And line it up. So it matches down there. And that's going to take us through step 6. Okay, so heading into step 7, we are going to create another rectangle. And I'm going to copy and paste in the color. And then let's see, it wants to be 26 by 14. I'm going to do 26 by 14. Okay, I'm going to line that to center. And then it wants it to be 50 points. So what I do is take a guide, put the guide right there. I can see it's at the bottom of the 80. And so then I do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And line it up so that it's, there we go. Shut out of there. That's not an exact science. But that's roughly what you want. So then in step 8, we're going to adjust the shape that we just created by adding in some anchor points again. So I'm going to move this guide out of the, I'm going to move this guide out of the way, and then come over here and line that up again. Boom. Boom. take my guide. There you go. Yeah, it's lined up. That's what we want. And so this time it's going to be -8 for this top one. Get my direct selection, select that little point we just made. Right click, do transform, move. This time it's going to be 0 and then -8. And then the bottom one, I'm going to do transform, move, and this time it's actually going to be +8. There we go. Now we have our hexagon. And then we want a nice big shape around here. And I did forget to do one little thing first. Sorry about that. I get excited about this. So I'm going to hide this real quick. And then I'm going to select, get rid of this guide. Select that and then do group. We want that all as a group. Oh, I unlocked that. So hold on. There we go. Gonna group that. Perfect. And then make that show back up. There we go. Okay. So then on the path, it's going to be object, path, offset path. See, now it's nice and big. We are going to do 12 points. And I'm going to click this big one and make it black. Now we have our that. That is step 9. And then that's step 10. And then I'm going to select the little one and the big one. And I hold down my shift key to be able to select both of them. And I'm going to right click and then do group. So now I have 2 groups happening there. Okay. Step 11. Now we got to line this up. Okay. So I'm going to take this guide and put it down at the bottom of this little point here. And then I'm going to copy and paste. And then line this up. There we go. And I'm going to grab another guide here in a second. I'm going to paste. Line this up. Grab another guide to make sure it's all good to go. There we go. That's heading into step 12. I just want to make sure everything's lined up. Okay. So then for step 13, I'm going to create a black. There you go. Black rectangle. And this one's going to be 12 by 62. Okay. I'll line it up. And then copy and paste. You want to still be able to see the little corners there. Looks like that. Okay. And if I really want to make sure, I can use that guide to help me out there. There we go. If I don't need a guide, I can click on it and hit delete and it'll disappear for me. Okay, so we have, there we go. That is step 13 and then step 14. So then for step 15, we're going to make a clipping mask. Okay, so how to do that? I'm going to do another rectangle. And scroll up here to get the color of that orange, just to be able to see it. I'm going to copy and then paste. Go back down. That's just so I can be able to see it. Okay, so this one needs to be an 86 by 160. So we're going to do 86 by 160. And then we're going to put it over here, line it up. And then I'm going to set it aside real quick and grab all this, group it, grab this, and there we go. I always forget to group. There we go. Line it up. And then do make clipping mask. So there we go. There's that one. That's step 15. Step 16 is once we have this mask, we want to line it left. So then I'm going to click on it and underline, I'm going to do left. So I'm going to do Control minus to be able to zoom out and actually see this thing. And then it says to copy and paste it out a bunch of times, 8 times or so. I'm going to copy paste. I'm just going to line it up as best I can. Okay. I'm going to select them all. And then so I held down, I clicked over here on this distribute spacing, and then clicked on this one again so that it selected it. And see, now I can do that to line it up. That didn't do what I needed it to do though. Hold on. I can get this guide to go away. That'd be great. It's not moving. Sorry guys, I'm trying to make that guide go away and it's not showing. Weird. Okay. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, that guide's just not wanting to leave. I can do something like that happens where the guides won't go away. Let's try view rulers, hide rulers, and the guide's still there. Okay. Guides, hide guides. There we go. Cool. Like I said, had them all selected, and then I'm up here with the line. We don't want that. Let's see. that out. So if you just randomly click that, that's exactly what's going to happen. There we go. So I have the one that I need. And then it wants us to do let's try this. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I had to click on the horizontal one, set to 0, and then see now it's lined it out. Okay, sorry about that. So we did that, and then this next part, we're on part 4. Step 2 for part 4 is that we're going to align it. So selecting all of it, I'm going to do horizontal. What in the? Yeah, that was weird. Of course, this happens whenever I'm trying to teach it. Let's see. That's fine. Oh, I bet I need to do, so what's happening is because it's not grouped, it's aligning it like that. So I'm going to do Control G, group it, and then I can go and align it. There we go. Okay. So then it wants 5 more rows of this, and you can stack them on top of each other. So I'm going to do Control C, Control V. Now you can lower the opacity if you need to be able to align them and make sure that they're all lined up. I've done this before, so I'm just not doing that. I can line them up. I can look a line. There we go. Okay. So once I have them all lined up, I'm going to do another one of these masks. So click on that. Orange is already in there. And then I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to select all of this and group it. And then click on this and make it 602 by 600. Okay, and then line it up over our rectangle, our artboard. And then select everything and do make clipping mask. Ta-da! Okay, so then to make an actual swatch, I'm just going to click on it, do object, pattern, make, and then it'll make your actual pattern. This is all I'm looking for. There's a few more steps in here which you can do to make certain stuff with it. I'm not really caring about that. So if yours looks like this, you're done. I'm going to do file and then export as Shining, save it as a JPEG, and then do export, and then click, I'm going to push that up to max and then click OK. Okay, so when it's like that, you're all done.